All right, now we're going to be solving systems of equations. We've done that before. But now we're going to be doing this with addition or the elimination method. It can be called either one. And so let's get started. System equations look like this, okay? What we've done in the past is we've had an x plus 2y equals 7 or something like that. And it was nice because there was no coefficient in front. All right, so we would easily move the 2y over. But if there's numbers in front, like the one we see up here, to solve for one of these variables, we're going to have a fraction, two fractions on the other side, and it's not pretty. It's actually harder since we have those fractions. So there's another method of solving when they have numbers in front, so that we can make it easier without those fractions. Okay? So the addition, sometimes students get upset and they say, "Oh, how come you didn't show me this method last time?" Well, we didn't show you that method in this case. It's not because we're trying to make it easier as you go along. It's that there's sometimes one method's easier than the other depending on what numbers they give you.
Oh, okay.
And so today they're going to be giving you numbers that are really easy to solve.
Oh, good.
And then later they're going to, because the real life isn't pretty most of the time, and so they're going to, we're going to start off easy, and then we'll work you into something more complicated later. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Man.
Okay. So these, notice I have a coefficient in front of all of those. All right? But there's something that's really important about this one right here.
They're the same, except
They're the same except one's negative, one positive. So if I did this, and I put a plus right here, and notice I had the x's lined up, and the y's lined up, and the constants lined up, so that I can do like terms.
Oh.
So if I add like terms right now, what will happen to the 2x and the negative 2x when I add them?
It'll cancel.
That's exactly right. And I'll have this. I'll have a negative 3y and a 5y, which makes how much?
2y.
2y. I'm going to bring down my equals. And negative 5 and 11 make
6.
Does this
Then
look
divide.
nice? Now I can divide.
And it'll be y equals 3.
Yes. And now I have a y equals 3. I need some more room on my page, so let's reduce everything so I can have that. Wish you could do this on paper, don't you?
I know.
All right, so then I have to now solve for y, to the x. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to plug it into one of the equations, and you have a choice. You can choose one of these two to plug it in, the top or the bottom, and it doesn't matter. You choose.
Let's just do top.
Okay, the top. So we're going to come up here, and the 3 goes in for the y. That's very critical that you remember which one, because we put it in the wrong one time. All right, so we're going to go 2x minus 3 times the y, which was 3, equals negative 5. So then that's going to be negative 9. 2x minus 9 equals negative 5. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. All right, so we added 9 to both sides. We have 2x. Negative 5 and 9 is 4. Okay.
Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 2. So then 2, comma 3.
Very good.
2.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right. Now we found where those two lines cross. But we did it with the elimination method, okay?
Oh, okay, so it's like a different...
Right. And right now, they are going to be giving you numbers so that they do cancel out nicely.
So it's nice because it's kind of like what we just did where you cancel it out and then you just plug it in.
Right. Cancel it. The only thing different is the beginning part. The end part, we're still going to plug it back in at the end.
All the same,
okay?
yeah. Okay.
Let's do another problem. Right now, these two have the same number, so we can cancel them except one of them's not a negative and one's a positive. And so we're going to have to make one become a negative.
Okay.
And you can choose whichever you want to become a negative.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
So we can put just for the bottom one.
You want to do the bottom one? And so if we're going to do that, we can't just go around just making one thing negative. If we're going to make something negative, and I'm going to actually change the colors to show that we did this. Okay, so if I made this one become negative, I also have to do negatives on every, or the opposite. This is now a plus, okay?
So, but it doesn't really matter.
Right, so it doesn't matter. So as long as I could have done that on the top, but I have to do it to all of them. So what you do on one side of the equation, you have to do to both, right?
Okay, so like that'll cancel out.
Right. So now these will cancel out, and I'll have negative 3 and a negative 4y.
Which is going to be a negative 7y.
Okay.
Equals... 140.
Yes.
And then divide by 7. Negative 7. Divide by negative 7. I have no... Oh, wait. 20?
Very good. And we have a negative, so negative 20. All right, how much room do I have? I don't have very much. So we need some. So let's reduce this down to be a little smaller. Okay, so we're going to plug in that negative 20.
20 for the, so it would be 7x. Oh, no, because we can cancel that out. No, but you still do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
7.
You're doing the top one or the bottom one?
The bottom one.
Okay.
Right.
And you want to do it without the purple negatives or with the purple negatives? It doesn't matter either way.
With the purple negatives.
With the purple negatives. Okay. So we're going to go negative 7x minus 4 times negative 20 equals positive, because you're doing the purple,
Yeah.
150.
So then that'll be negative 7.
Okay.
Plus 80
Very good.
equals 150. And then add 80 to 150, which is going to be 2. Let's see. 130? 230, I mean?
230. Really? Let's go back just a second. We're going to come back. This should have been a subtract 80, not add 80. All right, subtract 80 from both sides. And then this would have been
61, no.
What's 15 minus 8?
Oh, 7.
Yes, so it'll be 70. Okay, divide by negative 7.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yes.
So it'd be x equals negative 10.
Okay, so then our ordered pair.
Negative 10, comma, negative 20.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it really makes a difference when
Yeah.
you negatives and positives.
Right. And so, same thing. Right now, if they're going to give you problems, they're going to either have the same number. Now, I want you to notice we canceled the x in both of these. But if we'll do some looking on your homework there, you won't always cancel out the x's. You could cancel out the y's if they had the same number. And they're always going to give you numbers like 7 and 7 or 7 and negative 7. You're going to have to either make it cancel or not. In the future, we're going to be doing something if they don't. What if there are going to be times when we don't have them the same, say 7 and negative 7? That, I mean, obviously we can't always just have that. There's going to be other equations, right? And so what do we do with that? But right now they're going to break it down small and have you just do it if there's the same number twice.
Okay.
All right.